Get Real Bass headquarters. Bass Fishing headquarters, yeah, that's what it's called. Anyway, we're back and we're going to talk a little bit about surf fishing lures. I've been fishing the surf now for, I guess, about 6 years steady. We started out mostly bait fishing, but then the last few years we've really gotten into more plugging and just time standing in the surf, throwing lures and plugging away at bluefish and striped bass. So this is some of the primary stuff that's part of my arsenal. Of course, this is my surf bag. The past couple of years, the primary lures have been diamond jigs, which is actually a boat lure. Diamond jig was designed to be dropped down to the bottom from a boat on a boat rod and kind of just jigged off the bottom. However, the primary bait source in the water has been the sand eel, and the diamond jig is one of the most popular imitations of a sand eel. Now this is an actual sand eel lure, which actually really worked well last year also, and I altered it a little bit by changing the hook. I call these bevels, but this is actually a twin hook that you use for freshwater frogging. They put this is inside the rubber frogs, but I like the fact that it has the double hook, so if a fish comes at it from either direction, it has a better chance of hookup, and it worked very well last year. So that's a sand eel lure, and as you can see, the diamond jig is a very good compromise when trying to imitate sand eels, and they worked really well in this color green and also white. And the size, this is an A17, which is about 1.5 ounces. Anywhere from A17s to A27s, which is about 2.5 ounces. And depending on the wind conditions, really is what determined what size you used. The wind in your face, you wanted to use the heavier one to get it out further. And of course, if the wind was at your back, you could go with the A17 and get it out just as far because you had the wind pulling it. Last year, somebody had introduced us to this butterfish imitation, which is really good if there's peanut bunker in the water or butterfish that the stripers or bluefish are feeding on. And this you would cast out and kind of work off the bottom. You could put a trailer on it, a grub or something like that to trail it. This is a Hal's Lure needlefish. I say Hal's Lure because my buddy Hal made that lure. Okay, that's a needlefish, worked behind the waves, works really well. This is also a good sand eel imitation, a little bit on the large side, but it is equally deadly when sand eels are present. Personally, I like topwater. Topwater surf fishing is just the most exciting. This past fall, I got to experience my first blitz, where striped bass would just jump and clear out of the water after bait. And I couldn't get my lure out there fast enough before the next one was. You were into a fish and you couldn't wait to get it into the beach so that you could get your next cast out. And that was with the diamond jigs, and we were also using teaser rigs like this one. In fact, this is the teaser rig that I caught my 25-pound striper on. I had a diamond jig up here, trailed behind the teaser, and that 25-pounder took the teaser over the diamond jig. And really all it is a bucktail on a hook. It has no weight to it because the weight's on the lure that you're trailing behind. But this worked fantastic. The leader's 80-pound mono that I made up myself with Duo Snap instead of coastal lock snaps. So some of the other lures we use, poppers, surface poppers, they work fantastic. I like yellow, I like white, and I like blue. Red and white, I haven't had a lot of luck with red and white. But this one has seen some action, and so you can see the teeth marks in it. This blue one has seen a lot of action with bluefish, and you can tell by the way it's beat up. It's all chewed up, and it doesn't matter how chewed up they get, the fish don't seem to mind. Another excellent sand eel or spearing simulation is a lure called the Deadly Dick, available in Walmart. You can get it in Sports Authority, Dick's, any sporting goods store sells these in various sizes. They sell them with different colors in the prism. You know, so if you're trying to imitate spearing, you might want to go with a green. Or if you just want to be versatile, just go with the silver. I like the silver ones because then you're not stuck with a color. And the flash seems what picks up the fish. And that's a great lure. And I like them with treble hooks, although treble hooks can be a pain in the neck to get out sometimes. I like to increase my chances by having treble hooks. Another popular lure, and this is an old one, Robert's Lures, and they make these in so many different colors now. I think they started out in white and green, and now you can get them all different colors. This white one, I like working these primarily as a topwater lure, where if the water's just a little bit rough, you can just casually reel it in, and this dances along the top. And when there's bluefish or stripers hitting topwater stuff, man, this thing is exciting. They come with a single hook, and this one I changed to a treble hook. I like to use Gamakatsu treble hooks on them. This is an original one. I don't even think this one has seen any action yet. But I picked up some different colors last year. This one's a silver and blue color for a herring pattern. But the herring never actually came in last year, so we didn't really get to use that much. And then you have topwater stuff like a chug bug. Chug bugs come in different colors. You can get chug bugs, smaller versions for freshwater. And then they have these big versions. I like these for back bays where the water's a bit calmer because they really don't go as far. It's a pretty light lure. Bombers are always a good lure because they're a good swimming lure. A lot of guys like to take at least one of the hooks off because with 3 treble hooks, when you get a fish, man, they really get hooked up into it. Very popular lure the last couple of years has been the Mag Darter, made by Yuzuri, which has a magnet system in it so that when you cast it, the magnets shoot to the tail end, obviously because it goes that way. The magnets shoot to the tail end, giving it more momentum to fly through the air. And when you work it in the water, the magnets move forward and help it to dive and do the action that it does. Again, as with most lures, they come in all different colors. White and red seemed to be the pattern 2 years ago then we all went out and bought these, and I haven't caught a fish on it since, which seems to be the pattern. As soon as something gets popular and catches fish, everybody goes out and buys it, and then the fish don't want that anymore. This is just another needlefish, similar to the howls, just in a different color pattern. This is great if the fish are actually hitting needlefish in the water. This is a good nighttime lure. I like the dark colors at night, especially with needlefish. This is a darter. A darter swims down to the bottom and kind of digs into the sand, acting like a bait fish that's digging into the sand after smaller bait fish. Again, whites, yellows, colors like that I like for darters and swimmers and dannies and things like that.